Alright, for today, I want to work on a little something for the S10. The S10 has gauges that don't work very well, especially the speedo. The speedo is way off, doesn't really track it well at all. And I always wanted to put in different aftermarket gauges anyways. I don't really want the ones that are in there. Plan is to put, this is a Marine Universal, it's got RPM in here, GPS. This one had good reviews. It's a little bit cheaper than the one I really want, but I wanted to do this just to see if it would even work. Instead of making a whole new plate as well, what I'm going to do is just scribe out the stock panel. I got this nice little Black & Decker Wizard. I got this thing when I was 16 and I still use it like all the time. Works great for little jobs like this. Put a little disc in there, cuts this right out. But no, all I did is I took the backing ring and smacked it on there and then traced it out. Should be pretty close. Just go to the inside of the line and then I'll just take a sander and slowly work my way around. But yeah, we'll get that in there. Everything is labeled and where it wires up. GPS. This does have turn signals and brights and everything, so I'm debating on whether I'm going to leave those as stock right now that are already right here in the panel, or if I will wire those up and just get rid of them altogether for right now. We'll see. Oh, there we are. That really didn't take long. Actually a really nice snug fit. Got everything just barely colored, just barely fits. But no, I'm really happy with that. These on any other model of S10 besides a very base one, these would actually be gauges. Literally all I have is dummy lights. So I don't even use these gauges. I have an extra like aftermarket 3-row down in the bottom. So I'm not too worried about, you know, these things. I'm going to probably take everything out behind this, except for this is where the fuel gauge is. So really, I'm only going to be left with fuel gauge and this. And I'm fine with that until one time, eventually, I want to get this all replaced and have all aftermarket gauges, make a bigger tack over here and whatnot. But we'll move on to wiring next. Kind of mulling around here, got the whole gauge cluster out. Trying to figure out how to get to this a lot easier. So that's where I need to tie into to get the brights, to power, the lights, everything. I need to tie into the right wires that go into the plug that goes in the back of the console. Just getting to it is not the easiest thing in the world. I would just tie straight into the pins and just, hack it that way. But I do need to put that gauge cluster back in until I figure out something for the fuel gauge. So I still need that plug until I get something else. So I'll keep dinking with it and see what happens. All right, got it figured out. So basically just kind of went along here and got stuff marked out, but key off. Just went one by one through here, turned the key on and off until I see no power. Boom, we got 12 volts. We actually got two keyed powers. I don't know why, but we do. And then same thing with the flashers and stuff, which I marked everything and wrote it down, numbers. But like number 7 here, let's see, key on, no power. Pull the backlights. Yep, got power. Same thing with next two are blinkers. So yeah, no power. There, we got blinkers going. So next step is try to tie into those wires for all the wires that are in this thing. Those are all labeled and ready to go. It's just trying to tie in to these because I'd really like to keep the new switch. I don't want to have a secondary switch or something. And same thing with the blinkers. I don't want to have a toggle switch or something to hack it. And, yes, I'm doing stuff a little bit aftermarket. It's not going to look stock, but at the same time, I do want to keep some of the functions so it doesn't look so, ghetto. Give an update here. So, like I said, I found the blinkers and the backlight, brights, power. Right now, I just got this sitting here to show that I did something right. So, key on power, turns on, GPS starts to look. Turn on the backlight, turns on, blinker, and then brights. So far everything works. I just need to hardwire the power and the ground and I can put this thing together. I do need to try to look at the wiring diagram. This will probably be a later project. This is the tach signal. I'm not sure where to get a tach signal on the Duke, but maybe some Googling. I do have a Chilton model manual. Maybe I'll be able to find it in there. But yeah, I'm gonna get this all wrapped up. after I get everything wired up, figured out everything works, get this together, well, I got to put this in first, so I can't connect those, and then those aren't long enough to reach over to here to pull through for the back of that, and trying to put it all together and then connect it was just a nightmare, and I end up pulling this gauge cluster out too often for one reason or another. So I'm going to overkill it, and I got these Deutsch connectors, and it's 4 wires, so I'm going to do 2 and 2, and this should make it long enough to reach there and then connect through, but at least that way it's a little bit more serviceable. Sorry about that, my battery died, but so I got all these connected, wired up. These are all wired up. I plugged it in and tested it. Everything still works. The only thing is I'm debating on putting it together and figure out tach signal later, because it is getting late in the day, or if I try to find that real quick. But Yeah, regardless, I'm going to put the backside of the gauges in, so that's done. This will actually stick through now, so I can just put that in, have that sitting there, and then plug in the front fascia board here, and boom, I got a gauge. That's that. All in, everything works. GPS had signal. I forgot I actually had to, wire that. So, yeah, that's in. I'm going to take it for a test drive now, see how it is. Looks like there might be some learning I need to do with it. There is a button on the back of this, so I haven't put this, actually screwed it down. But there is a wire that I can wire that out to here, and if I need to press it to readjust it. So we'll see if I need to or not. Once it's set, I don't know if I'll need to do it again. Hopefully not, because I'm banking on this thing being accurate, and I'm not going to know it's not accurate unless I'm doing something else. So we'll see. Well, hopefully you can hear. So far so good on the speedo. Everything's working. Checking against my phone GPS, it seems to be about 2 mile an hour slow, which isn't horrible. It's better being slow than fast. So just got to keep that in account. So when I'm going 55, I'm actually only going 53. So, but yeah, everything seems to be working. The mileage seems to be accurate. It's tracking right along the same with my phone. All the lights are still working. Brights, turn signals, it's working good. I'm very pleasantly happy that it works. Not all the time does it come out where I won't be trying to do something the next day as well. Whoops. Had you on a mount, but that didn't work very well. So, yeah, better call this good. That's going to be it for this one. Hopefully next time we'll start getting into the bravado. We'll see. It's going to be slow and steady as we go.